In one of the funniest lawsuits I've ever read, thickfluencer Sophie Hall sued NFL superstar Tyreek Hill, alleging he assaulted her during an over-aggressive backyard football session. Considering that Tyreek Hill is competing with Future and Elon Musk for the title of Most Baby Mamas, I figured this was a typical case of extortion from a poor lady suing a rich man for a handout. It appears the opposite may actually be true. She just wants her medical bills paid so she can model without crutches, and maybe an apology for Tyreek's awful riz. Let's dig into the details of Tyreek's past and this new lawsuit because it's a wild one. Tyreek Hill is one of the best players in the NFL. Unfortunately for some players, that aggression can leave the field and bleed over into their personal lives.
Hill was a college football player at Oklahoma State. He was arrested. Crystal Espinal has posted about what she has been through on social media. Almost 3 years ago on December 12th, my life actually flashed before my eyes. To the victims, I hear you. I understand you. I feel you.
His fiancée claimed their 3-year-old son was terrified of him due to his harsh physical discipline.
He is terrified of you. And you say that he respects you, but it's not respect. It's terrified. He is terrified of you.
You need to be terrified of me too.
Tyreek also slapped a man because he wouldn't let Tyreek on his boat.
This video was obtained by talk show host Andy Slater, and you have to watch the top left part of your screen here, and it appears to show the slap, the hit that we have been hearing about at that Haulover Marina last month on June 18th. You can see the timestamp there on the video. As you can see, Tyreek has a history, so even though this new lawsuit sounds ridiculous on the surface, I'm more inclined to believe her recounting of the incident. Here we can see Tyreek in disguise, presumably hiding from the cops. Now let's meet our alleged victim, Sophie Hall.
Yeet. Anywho, welcome to my brain. I have the ADHD.
Sophie Hall is a model, a mom, and an influencer with a huge following.
I'm 6'1" and 250 pounds.
At 6'1" and 250 pounds, she could probably play for the Miami Dolphins. Instead, she has a thriving OnlyFans and modeling career with over 2 million Instagram followers and almost 300,000 followers on Twitter. Not exactly my dream to be crushed in the bedroom, but I guess it's a fantasy for a lot of guys. And I'm not sure why a plus-size model is marketing weight loss products, but here we are. And yes, weight loss without diet or exercise is too good to be true. Just like when companies promise to protect your privacy, but you find out later they sold your data to the highest bidder, I want you to keep your identity safe, which is why I always partner with today's sponsor, Aura. My account receives alerts every day notifying me of all the ways scammers might be trying to find my passwords or personal information. One way they can do this is by buying your information off data broker websites. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to learn more about you, like where you live, which is a little terrifying. Aura can identify data brokers exposing your info and submit opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your info if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do. Let Aura handle it for you. AT&T recently revealed that over 72 million customer records, both existing and former customers, were released on the dark web. They recommend those affected use strong passwords, monitor account activity, and consider credit freezes or fraud alerts from credit bureaus. Well, Aura does all this for me. And best of all, I don't have to download several different apps just because a company couldn't keep my data secure. If my info was compromised in the AT&T data breach, I wouldn't worry because Aura is always on, always doing the hard work of keeping me safe. Aura wants you to protect your private information, which is why they're offering my audience a 14-day free trial. Go to aura.com/Spencer to get a 14-day free trial. How amazing is that? Tyreek Hill, a National Football League superstar, perennial Pro Bowler, first-team All-Pro, and world-class athlete nicknamed the Cheetah for his incredible combination of strength and speed, makes his living humiliating and outperforming his competition on the football field. Unfortunately, after getting humiliated in front of friends and family when he was knocked backwards during a friendly football lesson by his friend Sophie Hall, Tyreek became enraged. Did her lawyer really have to glaze him that much just to set up the humiliated metaphor? This is an action for damages in excess of $50,000. Really, Tyreek, that's what we're doing here? Just pay the girl's doctor bills and be done with it. He's made about $50 million in his career with about 100 more on the way. He could probably find enough Bitcoin in his couch cushions to cover that. So how did we get here? On or about May 24, 2023, Miss Hall purchased the ticket for her 10-year-old son to attend the Tyreek Hill football camp. The day after, defendant Hill solicited Miss Hall via direct message on Instagram. We all know NFL athletes have incredible riz. Let's see how he opened. Not. I guess when you're worth $50 million, not turns the ladies on. Not what? She replies. Not 6'1". LOL, yes I am. There is no way, LOL, sheesh. LOL, you'll see. How will I see? You must go and teleport to me. Yesterday, I literally just paid for your camp for my son, and now you're here. We lit then. I'ma see you towering over everyone, I guess. I've been known to be a good stepdad. Tyreek then invites her to come stay with him before and after the camp. She declines, but a month later he offers to fly her out to his mansion, and she accepts. I mean, who would turn down a free trip to this $7 million estate on 2 acres of land, which includes a spa, putting green, campfire, NBA regulation basketball court, and huge turf football field? On the morning of June 28, 2023, upon Miss Hall's arrival in South Florida, Defendant Hill had a driver pick her up from the airport and escort her to his home. Later that afternoon, Defendant Hill returned home and went to his backyard to conduct football training with his trainer on his turf field as Miss Hall stood off to the side and observed him. It was shortly after this training session when Defendant Hill invited Miss Hall to participate in offensive line drills with him. On their very first play, Defendant Hill asked Miss Hall to stand in a defensive stance while he stood opposite her in an offensive lineman stance, hiked the ball to the quarterback, and told her to rush him as if she wanted to chase the quarterback. Miss Hall did as instructed, and on contact with the defendant caused Hill to be pushed backwards, garnering laughter from the witnesses present at the time, including the defendant's mother, sister, friend, and trainer. Mr. Hill's attitude changed and he became angry. Defendant Hill set up a second play, and as the play began, a small puppy came out of nowhere which disrupted the play. Tyreek then set up a third play and then a fourth. Miss Hall was again staged in an offensive line stance as Defendant Hill played a defensive pass rusher. Miss Hall did as instructed, at which time Defendant Hill charged into her violently and with great force, resulting in significant and serious injuries. The crushing force was so great that she sustained a right leg fracture, necessitating surgery with metal hardware implantation. Quick Riz lesson for you dudes, you're supposed to smash women in the bedroom, not in the football field. Tyreek downplayed the severity of Sophie's injury and didn't get her any medical attention, even though she couldn't walk and was in excruciating pain.
How's it feel? Huh? Cry me a river, you fat baby.
He just told her to ice it and lay down. Upon Miss Hall's return home, she was seen by an orthopedist. Upon examination and radiology testing, Miss Hall was diagnosed with a right leg fracture. Miss Hall continues to follow and treat with her orthopedic specialist and attends weekly physical therapy sessions. Nonetheless, Miss Hall continues to have persistent pain and weakness in her lower extremities. Medical bills in the US are no joke, so $50,000 sounds about right. If she was trying to extort him, she's really bad at it. It appears that Tyreek is a repeat football drill offender as well. Most guys take women out for coffee or drinks on a first date. I'm not sure why Tyreek thinks women like football drills. Maybe he should just stick to bananas instead. Thanks for watching.